excited to be on the shop side for this morning prep session. We had some news. Also, really glad that this green hoodie doesn't turn me into the background. So lucky me, because I have not worn it before. So that's good news, everybody. Good news. Our clothing selection is getting wider. More hoodies will be able to be worn. Although it's Friday, and Friday's rules are as follows. One, they don't want to take a bunch of trades on Friday. I don't want to take a bunch of trades on Friday. Two, I really don't necessarily want to be sitting at the desk all morning. So we'd love the opportunity to get into a trade if the market presents that and scale in a 40 or 50 point range and high five ourselves on a good week. If you're down on the week, don't try to make it all up on a Friday. And if you're green on the week, don't give it all back on Friday. It's pretty simple, right? I think PAX calls it Capital Preservation Friday. So where we're opening today is, or where we potentially open it with regard to balance values, we have these just what were, days with no overlapping value to the right here that this multi-day balance was built on. We've traded through those, and now we're trading back up into that. We're trading back right at yesterday's low, and I think a key spot for us to focus on here is going to be what we're doing with yesterday's value. So yesterday's low, obviously pretty simple MGI market generated level, but yesterday's value area low, and whether we can get any kind of acceptance into this area will be pretty indicative. So 645 or 665, 675, the edge of that volume will be should be pretty catalytic, kind of pivotal one way or the other as we entertain that. So if we recover that, you'd want to see the bulls really confirm that move. You'd really want to see them kind of recover this, step up, and then find some bid and get through into this node of volume to rotate that whole value, right? And so that would be your big win on a Friday would be to get 3250 to trade. If we trade above this area right here, seems kind of crazy, but so I think this is the battleground, this volume or this time and this kind of bad volume profile. So between 36, your target from 36, if we get back inside yesterday's range off the open or hold yesterday's low off the open, your first destination is this spot right here as far as a structural win just from volume and TPO. And then above that, we've already told the story. You want to see a rebid and then continuation trade to point of control and then to value area high. So there's plenty of meat on the upside bone, all things being equal. But no way to know exactly how that's going to pan out till we see what the open does. So let's now jump real quick from this chart over to our time and liquidity picture and see what we've got cooking. So we have traded all the way through what was the current established RTH range for the day. RTH, not RTH, quarter four. So just real quick for anybody that's not familiar, we're looking at drawing with an eraser, which isn't going to work. We're looking at this batch of activity. Why is that so big? Let's try this one more time. We're looking this batch of activity as quarter one for this whole session. This batch of activity, quarter two. And then this batch of activity runs to 12 o'clock. This would be quarter three. And so we want to evaluate what unfolded during the Asia, the Q1 that we accumulated. Okay. Then we had a really strong directional manipulation through Q2. So we manipulated, we took the low of Asia and never got the rebound trade to go test a overnight midpoint. Okay. And then that puts us looking for a liquidity event, a liquidity run in Q3, which you see they kind of did it, liquidity to the downside, and then sought out these wick highs here. Um, so again, telltale sign for this upper movement is going to be this what was it from TPO 65 to 75. Need to write this down real quick. So we got about 5 minutes here. Let's get our stuff sorted. 465 to 75. Above that, we're looking to challenge the 500 level. All right. But then from the micro session, so inside of each of these quarters, there's separate quarters. So we look now coming into the open, what's our most pivotal spot in this activity? So we're above this kind of key spot, and so let's see.